Hey everybody, Chris here. In this video, we're going to be looking at the latest news of what's happening in the crypto markets, as well as looking at the dips. Yeah, we have some dips today. Some of us may look at those dips and say, oh, this really latest bull rally is over and Bitcoin's going to drop down to 12K. Others may say, this is just a little dip. This is a buying opportunity. Time to accumulate more because we know where this market is going in the future. We're going to cover all that. Latest news, look at the charts, and look at these 4-year cycles as well. This is a chart that I showed like 6 months ago. We'll get back to that in a minute. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel. Hit that little notification bell so you can be notified when my new videos come out. What are we talking about? We're talking about the next 2 years building wealth. That's right. This is wealth building time. This is an opportunity that you have now. If you missed 6 months ago, last time I showed this chart, but we'll get to that in a minute. What is happening in the markets? Here is Dogecoin. Doge dropped to 666. That's right. We had the dreaded 666. I tweeted that out this morning. Do be sure to follow me on Twitter at ChrisPax for my tweet. Here it was on my, there's my chart here that I tweeted out. So Dogecoin back to 666, and we also had Algorand back to 11. Oh, Algo, big drop in Algo. Look, it looks like we're recovering back over 12 cents now for Algorand. But these are the kind of dips we're talking about here. These are the ones that you want to look for, whether you have a limit buy order set at a low price, and maybe it comes down and it grabs it, comes back up. Look at Solana. Solana had this big swing up, big swing down. It went all the way from 1950 down to 1830. And that all happened in the span of a couple minutes. So that's big volume, big volatility trading. And that means, guess what? There's low liquidity. That's right. We have lower liquidity on the exchanges, which means you're going to get these bigger price swings that can happen in crypto. Here's Ethereum. Ethereum dropped down to 1905, and Bitcoin not quite as volatile this morning, but it did come down to 13,350. And so is Bitcoin going to keep dropping? I don't think so. I don't think we're going to see sub 30 Bitcoin. It may. There could be some more market manipulation that happens in July. We could see a bigger dip. But right now, these are the kinds of things that we look for to accumulate more now. What is happening, though? Bitcoin traders torn between the breakout and maybe a 28K dip. That's what we're torn with. We've already accumulated a lot. We want the markets to go up, but maybe you got a little more cash on the sidelines and you're waiting for another dip. So you're kind of torn between, do I buy more? Do I want to buy more? Or do I just want it to go up and make profits? So yes, and this article hits it right on the nose. You're torn between that. Right now, I've got almost everything deployed. I've accumulated, and I'm looking for the markets to go up from here. But we'll continue with the little bit that I have left on the sidelines to buy some dips. So trading volume rises in the month. That's right. Now we had bigger trading volume January, February, March of 2023 on overall crypto spot volume trading. Dropped big time April and down to May, but June was back up. So we'll see what happens in July, whether that continues. We could see that. Depending on what happens, there could be some more enthusiasm with the markets as they go up, and we see that volume going up. So we'll see about that. And then we have these ETFs. Everyone's very excited about these ETFs. BlackRock has refiled their ETF, naming Coinbase as their partner, and we had about 5 or 6 others as well that the SEC said needed more information, and they have all refiled on their ETF. So a lot of excitement in Bitcoin and the crypto market because of this, because these are the institutions that have trillions of dollars under management that could be opening up the doors for many investors into crypto that don't really want to deal with going onto an exchange, buying crypto, moving it to a hardware wallet, like we kind of all do, and we already know about that. A lot of investors don't want to do it. They just want the price to go up. They want to invest, see the price go up, see those gains, and they can do that through these spot ETFs. So we'll see how that plays out. So this Bitcoin rally that we've seen, a lot of good news right now. I mean, this was the rally that we had 85% up from the lows back in late November of 2022 to now. And some are saying that rally could just be a relief rally of a larger bear market that we could still be in, some are saying, and that we could see some dips happening in the next couple months that may come back and retest not only 28, maybe down to 26, 25K. That could happen, and that's a chance you always take. But when we see these dips happening here on the quick, those kinds of dips, that's the time when you want to accumulate a little bit, I think. And now, could it dip a little more than this? We certainly could see that. But overall, as we look at the 6-month time frame here, this chart looks very good. And this is why institutions want to get in. Like the S&P 500 is up, like 15%. NASDAQ is up like 25, 26% year to date. And Bitcoin's up 85%. Investors want to be part of that. So that's what we see. Now, when we zoom out again into the bigger picture, this is what we're talking about. These are the 4-year cycles. I've covered this before. And this is actually a chart that I showed about 6 months ago, and it is still in play, even though the current accumulation zone, well, at that time, Bitcoin was down at like 16.5 when we first showed this, but we're still in this accumulation zone. What is this chart? These are the 4-year cycles, and this is showing Bitcoin. Bitcoin does a halving every 4 years from 2012, 2016, 2020, and the next one here in 2024. So when we look at that, we're like, okay, what happens with those halvings? Well, after the halvings, there are bull runs. Those bull runs happen typically after the halving. Some of them start before the halving, like we saw in 2012 and even 2016. We saw a run happening up to the halving, but then it was accelerated after the halving. Does this mean that this is what's going to happen in 2024? Again, no guarantees, but there are a lot of people speculating about this, that this is the accumulation zone that's happening. And as we look at the highs of Bitcoin trading through a bear market and back up to the next high, that's every 4 years. So what happens after the previous high, November 2021, targets November of 2025 as a targeted next high in Bitcoin? All-time high, that is. How high is that going to be? 200K, 300K, 400K, a lot of speculation. We don't know how high that's going to go, but that's what a lot of people are targeting. And so we're in this accumulation zone from now leading up to the next halving, which is targeted to be April of 2024. And when that halving happens, going to be a lot of excitement about Bitcoin. There's a lot more people who are aware of what halving is, what that means in terms of the history of the price action, and where that could go from there. This is accumulation time. This is possible wealth building. This is an opportunity and a chance to get into the game, here. And that's not only going to be Bitcoin, but typically we have altcoins as well. Many times we see these big runs like we had here in 2021, and we had the altcoins doing even greater percentages. Overall, Bitcoin tends to be the slow, steady one, but has great gains. Altcoins, much more volatile, tend to follow Bitcoin in terms of when they run. Some a little earlier, though, some later. It depends on the individual coin sometimes and what's going on with them. But overall, there's opportunities that can be made. Bitcoin could like 2x or 3x, and you could have some big altcoins that could go 8x or 10x. You just don't know which are going to be the ones. I believe in a diversified portfolio, not only having Bitcoin, but Doge and Ethereum and Algorand and even some flyers as well that could take off even more. So that's what we're talking about today. That's the current news we've got. Let me know in the comments below what you're doing now. Are you looking for a bigger dip, or you think that these little dips are the ones where you accumulate a little more, and we are in a bull market and we are going up from here? Give the video a like. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I appreciate the support. We'll see you next time.